Progress.
Hello. Um, I'm recording this video to test out a few different things on my new setup, and also check and see how I can use two different cameras, switch back and forth between cameras, share the PowerPoint slides in the background, and also demonstrate the functionality of a new uh, drawing tablet that I have recently purchased, which is called Wacom Intuos. I think that's how it's pronounced. So let's get started. So the first thing I will do is I would like to switch my camera to my webcam, which now you can see showing the new device that I have purchased. In addition, I'm going to go ahead and share my PowerPoint screen. So now you should be able to see both my screen as well as my webcam. And I hope this will get recorded properly. I often see people have this like a circle. I think it looks nicer. For some reason, mine is a rectangle. I hope to be able to fix that in the future. And I'm also going to rename this because I don't want my name to be shown there all the time. Okay, so I'm doing this as part of a series of lectures that I'm giving on semiconductor manufacturing. And what we have shown here is actually the teardown of an iPhone that shows the chips, also called the semiconductors that are inside the mobile phone. And down here, you can sort of see uh, the scale of these chips relative to the human finger and thumb. This metallic portion you see here is actually the SIM card tray. I believe that's what it is. So you can see this is actually quite small. Most of what's inside the iPhone is actually not taken up by the microchips themselves, but for the most part by the display and the battery. The battery inside the iPhone, I think, takes up most of its volume. And when we make iPhones larger and larger, the purpose is not actually to be able to put more chips in there, but it's actually to make the display larger for better user experience. Um, the point I want to make here is microchips are very small, even though they accomplish major tasks. They're very small by size. So let's get right to it and talk a little bit about this new device that I have recently purchased. I will expand its size a little bit so you guys can see it better. As I mentioned, oops, I hope you don't see that. As I mentioned, this is a so-called drawing tablet. It does not have its own screen, as you can see. It provides this touchpad type situation where you can use the stylus, the pen that it comes with, to draw on. But I found that it has some really nice features, and I'm quite happy with my purchase. So I figured I'd do what any tech geek does, and then see if I can make a review about it. So so I plan to use this drawing tablet as part of the courses that I'm teaching. So the first thing that I want to mention is I've tried a few different things, and I found that the best way to draw on a PowerPoint slide is actually by using pictures of graphic paper. This came to me a lot more natural, so I found these graphic papers on the web. I can share the links for them in the comment section. But what I did is I went ahead and basically grabbed these PDFs, did a screen capture, and inserted the pictures into the slides. And then what I plan to do is keep these four different templates at the as the last four slides of my presentation. And while I teach a course, I believe what I will do is I will in real time go and grab one of these slides. Like for instance, let's say I want to use this slide. Uh, let's say I want to use this one. And maybe I want to draw a sine wave or something like that. And I can just do a copy paste of slide, insert it somewhere in the presentation, and carry on. That's how I plan to go about this, but we will see how it goes. So here's I mean this Wacom device. It's it's very basic, but I think it has some really cool features that I'm really excited about. First of all, I purchased the Bluetooth version. This was $60 at Best Buy. I purchased it about a week ago, so first week of March 2024. They have a whole bunch of different models of this. Some of them are they have their own display. Some of them are physically larger than this. As you can see, this is pretty small. You know, you can see that it's a little bigger than a mouse, though this is a pretty big mouse, but you get the idea. This is a small unit. Um, I purchased the Bluetooth version. There's also a non-Bluetooth version, which only operates when it's plugged into your USB port. This one has both Bluetooth as well as USB plug-in. I left the USB cable plugged in for now because it was charging, and I still haven't connected it through Bluetooth to my laptop. So for the moment, it's just going through USB. So this device has, first of all, some cool um, ways to customize it. So you see over here that there are a series of buttons on top. And so what I did is, I figure as I'm going through these slides and writing on this, I may want to scroll up and down. So I changed these two buttons so that they actually do a scroll up or scroll down functionality. So that's kind of cool. So you can kind of when you're writing, you can easily go back to the previous page and so on. So that's neat. The other thing I did with these buttons is I made them so that you can zoom in and out of the slide. So this gives you a zoom in, this gives you a zoom out. And I like that because when I'm usually drawing something with a drawing tablet, um, my handwriting generally is not the best. So when I write on stuff, I don't have very good writing. So let's just try. Um, so it clearly looks very cartoonish. And I'm playing around with the zooming in and zooming out functionalities to um, to give me a little bit of a precision as to how I write and maybe write more legibly, more clearly. So now there are two additional buttons on this pen that I have found to be quite useful. So you see those two buttons. So I did. I was also able to um, assign functionality to those buttons. So it's really cool that you can customize what this each button does and what the four buttons down here do. So that's I thought that was really neat. But what I like really most about this is you're able to make it so that with the click of the first button, the way I customized it, you create a ruler. Right, sorry, another ruler, an eraser. Um, so why do I like doing that? Like I said, my drawing is usually pretty sloppy. So let's say I want to draw something like this, but you can already see that I'm not really happy with this. Now instead of going and figuring out through PowerPoint, how I get rid of that, I just click the eraser and it's gone. I wish it did erase like it you erase things in Paint. So, for instance, let's say I'm not happy with the bottom of the sine wave, but I'm happy with the top. I wish I could just like use it to erase like that, but it gets rid of the whole thing. There may be a way of doing that so that if you just draw something and let's say you're happy with what you did above, but you're not happy, somehow this is a mistake. Now, the only way I know how to erase this portion is actually um, lift the pen and come back down again. And now it has made two separate drawings. Um, anyway, just one thing I wanted to point out regarding the functionality of this pen. I like that I can erase things because I make a lot of mistakes. The other button here that I also customized, it's called Precision, and it does a thing that I think is pretty cool. Again, as I mentioned, I have a hard time, writing small things. Like if I try to draw an object here, let's say I want to draw some kind of maybe like a star. It's I already have a hard time fitting into that particular area. It's hard for me to draw small things. I'm not a very good drawer. So one thing you can do is you can zoom in, right? Um, that kind of helps, but all you have done is basically increase the size of what you see on the screen, right? But the other feature that I want to show, which I like, is called precision. Basically, what it does is it remaps this pad to a particular portion on the screen. So at the moment, the tablet is mapped to the entire screen. So if I go to the corner of the tablet, I'm all the way here like a mouse. You can see, I can click on draw, etc. I can draw things there. I can draw things here. But what that means is I have to move across the tablet to draw across the screen. So the other feature is called, like I said, precision. So again, this you can customize these buttons on this pen. So when I click this guy, the middle one, now the tablet surface has been mapped to a smaller area on the screen. It's called precision mode, and you can actually change the size of the precision mode. The higher the precision, the smaller area you're mapping on the screen from the tablet. So now when I move my pen, um, it gives me an ability to actually draw things that are smaller than I would have been able to before. You know what I mean? So I think you got the idea. I like the precision mode because it allows me, if I'm just over here, I can scan the entire length of the tablet. Sorry. And I get a much smaller line drawn on the screen. So it effectively um, like reverse magnifies what I'm drawing, makes a smaller print on the display, which I think is really useful. I can close this and go back and do the same thing. So anyway, this is a very short overview of this device that I have recently purchased. I like it, and I hope you found this simple tutorial or simple video useful. Thank you. Oh, one thing, if you place the pen on the tablet, you cannot use your mouse, so you should place it there, and now you can use your mouse. Have a good one.